Father, we come to you and we pray for Shiagani's son. Help him and guide him, give him wisdom to know, what's the right thing to do, what's the bad thing to do, help him understand consequences for his actions, and help him to just learn and grow and become a good son, or a good child, and just be the best he can for himself, for his parents, for those around him, at school, wherever he goes. Just help him to become the best he can and give him wisdom to learn and grow. And you. That's what we come to you and ask for. In your darling son, Jesus Christ's name, amen.
We'll start off today with a little penis brush. There we are. We'll take a little touch of phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is a beautiful, beautiful new color. Just tap a little into the bristles. You're done with that. Now paint is continually mixing with the liquid white that's already on the canvas, and automatically, your sky will get lighter and lighter as you work down toward the horizon. And in the landscape, that's exactly what we're looking for. There, let the canvas work for you. Allow the colors and the paint, everything to work together to make it easy. This is a painting technique that you can do. There's no big secrets here. People who have never painted do this every day, and it works for them. All right, I think I'll have some water in this painting today. I love water. It's easy to paint. And we'll just use that same old phthalo blue. Just add a little more into the brush. Now, still water is always level. And I think today, let's have still water. So pull from the outside in, like so. That's all there is to it. We'll go to the other side, do the same identical thing. But I suggest you pull from the outside in. If you start here and go across, it leaves a big line. It's very hard to work out. There, so pull from the outside in. And it leaves a little area in here that's sort of light. If everything works just right, it'll look like a sheen of lights just streaking right across your water. Sneaky, but it works great. There we go. Now then, I want to darken the corners on this. I'm going to take a little Prussian blue. Prussian blue is much, much stronger than phthalo blue. It's a beautiful blue though. Let's take a little of that. And right up in the corners, I'm just going to add a small amount of the Prussian blue. Like that. Now when the painting is completely done, these dark corners will help lead the eye toward the center of the painting. There. That's really all there is to it. And we'll put a little in the water too. We don't want it left out. Just down at the bottom and let it work upward. There. Shoot, we're in business already. Thought today we'd just do a little mountain scene. It's very pretty, very easy to do. All right. Now see, even though we're blending across that little light area still, it remains in there. Okay, we'll just blend that color till it's nice and smooth, and we're in business. Now comes the most fun part of the whole technique, and that's washing the brush. If you painted with me before, you know this is where I really have a good time. It's cleaning this whole brush. We wash our brush with odorless paint thinner, shake it off, then and just beat the devil out of it. That really is the fun part of this whole technique. Tell you what, today, we'll use a little bit of phthalo blue, some alizarin crimson, a little bit of black. I want to make a little mountain in here. And I want to make a dark lavender looking color. Very dark, very, very dark. Maybe a little more crimson. Proportionately, much more crimson than blue. Okay, and wipe the old knife. We'll just wipe the knife on a paper towel. Now it's most important how you load the knife. Cut across the paint and get a little roll that lives right on the edge of the knife. Okay, let's go up in here. Tell you what, put a little white with that. I want to make a distant mountain first. Little mountain that lives far away. So I've added a little white, and maybe, yeah, right in here. Just decide where you think this little mountain lives in your world, and drop it in. Painting is a very individual thing. We all see nature through different eyes, and that's the way you should paint it. There, all we're looking for is a nice top edge. We could care less what's happening down below. Our brush is good and dry, and we'll grab it. Because the liquid white's on the canvas, you can literally move color. See there? If you were working on a dry canvas right now, you'd be in agony city. But because it's wet, it will move. And your brush strokes will create the illusion of highlights and shadows right there in your mountain. And that's about all we need. That mountain's going to be far away, very distant. Then we go back to the solid dark color. And come right up in here. Let's go right up in here. And just see how dark it is. Don't be afraid of it because it's dark. We're going to put a few little highlights on it. But you decide where all the little protrusions on your mountain live. Little bumps. Maybe? Yeah. How about one right there? But it's that easy. And there is no right or wrong here. The only rule that we have here is that painting should make you happy. You should enjoy it. And if it does that, then it's good. Then it's good. All right. I get letters from youngsters, some of them in their 90s, that tell me they never believed they could paint. And they tried this and it's worked for them. That's what makes this all worthwhile. Is to hear stories of success from all over the country. And you can do it. You can do it. There we go. Now, once again, I'm going to pull this. One of the rules if you're painting mountains, always remember, if you can see the entire mountain, it's always more distinct on the top than it is on the bottom. Because we have mist and now we have wonderful pollution. It sort of lays around the bottom of the mountain and it breaks up and diffuses the light so it looks softer. There. Now sometimes, tell you what, let's get crazy today. Sometimes, when I got that color going, it's fun to take and reflect a mountain right into the water. Now we're just looking for a basic little reflection here. We're not too worried about it being exact. In our world, we can do it close enough like that. Now sometimes you may find when you first start, it's easier to take the canvas off your easel
I'm gonna sing for a little while.
and turn it upside down and just basically repaint it. If that works for you, it's okay. Any way to do it. Now, I'm going to take, and just like we did, I'll pull that color
me humming.
Smooth color.
I don't know all the lyrics.
That easy. That easy. All right. See, that gives us a
Trying to get
basic
this color
reflection
right.
there. May not be exact, but it's close enough for what we're doing. All right, let me wash the brush.
Good.
Wash the old brush. Shake off the excess thinner.
I don't know why it's coming out a weird color over here
There
though.
you go. Just beat the double on it. All right. I usually run the brush across a little paper towel just to make sure it's as dry as I can possibly get it. You don't want to go up and touch the canvas
Okay.
with a wet brush. There. Keep your canvas and your paint as thick and firm as possible. One of our golden rules is that thin paint will stick to a thick paint, so you want to
So
keep
now
this as thick
that
as possible.
is a little too
We'll take a
orange.
little
Right,
white,
let's get rid
and
of
black.
that.
Make just a touch of gray. Something like so. A little roll of paint. Yep.
A little lighter.
That little roll of
Alright.
I don't want very distinct things.
Is
Just want
that
indication of little things happening. No pressure. Absolutely no pressure. Just let it float right across there. Just want to give some indications, but not a lot of detail. Don't worry about it. Just a little. Sometimes we put a lot of indications, sometimes a few, and it's really and truly up to you. You decide what's in your mind. There. See, a little bump right there. You can take a little, just give it a little pull. But I don't want it to be real distinct. Just a little quiet little place there. There. That easy. No pressure on the knife. I know I say that over and over. It's probably the single biggest mistake people make when they first start is applying too much pressure on the knife. Then it looks just like you were icing a cake. That's all right, but it really looks better if the paint sort of breaks. And by break, that just means it has holes in it. That's done by just a gentle pressure. Very gentle pressure. All right. Something about like that. And we can sort of just rub it a little bit, blend it out. Once again, I don't want a lot of detail in this one. Clean, dry brush, and I'm going to tap the base, following the angles here. Always follow those angles, and just blend it a little bit. Just blend it, bring it together, like so. That's all there is to it. All right. Now then, tell you what, we'll just take, oh, brush working pretty good. We'll just take that same mountain color, same old mountain color, sort of a lavender. We'll tap a little bit right into that 2-inch brush. Don't be afraid of this brush because it's large. It'll do wonderful things. Now then, let's decide. Yeah, there we go. Maybe right in here, there's a little foothill lives right here. Just a little foothill right at the base of the mountain. Just tap in the basic shape that you want it to be. Maybe something about like that. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. There. See there? Now, very gently, grab it and lift up. Tiny little strokes, short little strokes. And do it in layers. It'll give the impression of distant trees that live far away. They live right at the base of this old mountain. What a view they would have. A little touch of that color, and we can go right in here and give an indication of a little reflection of that. That easy. Now then, let me get a clean brush. I have several of each brush here. I want to create the illusion of the reflection on this that we dropped in here. Normally we pull down. This time, pull up. And I'm beating the brush just to remove excess color. Because you're going to pick up a little color, and that will remove it. See there? All there is to it. Now, very lightly, go across. And that'll give the indication of an instant reflection. That easy. All right. Now then, let's have some fun. We'll just use that same mountain color. So we had some blue and some black and some crimson. I'll put some brown in it. And some sap green. Basically all your dark colors. Some sap green. All right, let me clean the old knife. Now then, let's grab us a little fan brush. There's one, number 6 fan brush. Take a little color. Just put a little bit of color right on the brush. That's all there is to it. Here. Now maybe, let's see if that shows up. Might have to make it a little lighter to get it to show, so we'll add a little white. Just a little touch of white. Yeah, that's a little better. Now then, I'm just going to take and grab that and lift upward. I want to look like little trees, a little closer to us, but living very far away. Very far away. Just touch it. All you're doing is putting a little line of paint, and then you lift it upward. Could not be simpler. There. There's all there is to it. We'll take the knife, a little bit of dark sienna, and then that brown mixed it together, maybe a little white with it. There you go. That's a nice color, I like that. Just sort of play around with color till you get what you want. Our little roll of paint. And let's go right up in here. And with that, we'll just put the indication. Maybe like that. Right there. See? I'm sorry, I get excited. I've painted like this for 20 years, and I still get excited when I see it work. So wonderful. I was a traditional painter for many years, and I've now called that my agony years. Because I agonized over painting. A little bit of liquid white. And we'll just cut in a little waterline. Just a little tiny waterline. This is sort of a light area that separates the two darks. There. If you put a little too much liquid white on there and you think it's a little too strong, just rub it. It will just be absorbed into the color. It'll go away. No problem at all. There. Alright, that gives us a pretty nice little background. Let's see. We need to figure out what we're going to put in here. So let's take Crazy Town. We'll take some more of that. We got some passion blue, sap green, crimson, brown. We'll mix up a pretty good pile of paint here. Let's play a little. Alright. Here's an old 2-inch brush. We'll take him, load a lot of color into the brush. And we have to sort of make some decisions in our world. Let's just block in some areas. Now then, maybe in our world we're going to have a big tree that lives right here. We're not looking for a lot of detail here. All we're doing is blocking in some basic shape. This is sort of your bravery test after you work so hard to put in all those gorgeous things. Then you come up here, some crazy fuzzy-haired guy says, put in a big tree right over the top of it. But that's all right. There. We'll decide where that goes later. Maybe we grab a little fan brush. We'll have some more fun here. Take a fan brush, load it full of that dark color. Maybe here's a little peninsula right here. Yeah. When you paint, you begin to see things. Let them happen. Just let them happen. Let them happen. Don't worry about it. Learn to compose as you paint. Learn to take advantage of what happens. We call those happy accidents. And they can be your best friend. There. Maybe. Yeah, maybe it comes right on down. Right in there. Not like that. We don't even know where it goes over there. Don't think we care at this point. Alright. Just want to create a little mist down here at the base. We can do that with a clean brush. Like so. And lift slightly upward. Sort of brings everything together. There. Of course, right underneath that, we'd need a reflection. We would need a reflection, so just pull it straight down. Straight down. It's most important that it goes straight down. Reflection should be as dark as the object that's casting the reflection. There. We'll go across. Give us a little instant reflection. Now, maybe, tell you what, maybe there's a tree that lives right here. We'll put some highlight on it so it'll show. This one lives a little closer to us, so we can make out a little more detail on him. There. He's got a friend. Happy little tree lives right here and watches everything happen. Alright. Now, I'll go right into a little touch of the cadmium yellow, yellow ochre. Sooner or later I'll hit all the yellows and a little bit of the red. I want to make a nice green color. Because you had blue and black on your brush, when you go in here, you'll get green instantly. Now then, we can come right along in here and place us a few little highlights on this tree. That'll snatch it right out in that background. A little more color. And put a few highlights on this little rascal. Maybe in our world here, maybe there's a few little grassy things that we're beginning to see. Don't want a lot of detail yet. Just a few little things far away. Little sparklers. There they go. We don't know where they go over here. Don't know where they go. Take a little bit of our brown and white we used. And we can put the indication of a little landmass here. See there? That's simple. Little bit of land. We'll touch the liquid white just to get the indication of a water line right here. Don't want a lot of color. Just a little here and there. See how that works. It's neat, huh? Now then, gotta decide where this big tree lives. Here he comes. Here he comes. He comes right on down. This is just dark color. Just a lot of dark color. Maybe it comes all the way down here. I don't know. That's the beauty of painting like this. You really don't have to know exactly where everything's at. It just works. A little paint thinner, liner brush, that brown color. Here and there, and there and here. We'll just put the indication of a little limb, little trunk, lives in there. Don't have to worry about it very much. Let's take maybe some of that yellow, greens. Mix them on the 2-inch brush though. Let's go right in here and let's just begin picking out some highlights. There, just the corner of the brush. All you're using. There you are. Now if you've got a very thick, dry paint up on the canvas, you can put this right on here. It'll go right on the top without mixing together. But the paint on your brush has to be a little bit thinner than what you have on the canvas already. It'll always pull toward the thickest area. There we are. Now our yellows are made just a little bit thinner, so that works automatically. There. Maybe on down like that. And I'm going to change the flavor a little bit, add a little bright red, a little yellow ochre. Yeah, you're right. Right there. There's another little tree, bush, whatever you want to call it. Wherever. But we're still just using the corner of the brush. It's really all there is to it. And I'm going to dip the brush into a little touch of paint thinner. I want to make it just a little thinner. I'm going to go over several layers of paint here. There. But if you add paint thinner, add those smallest amount possible. You don't need much. Don't need much. Tell you what, let's do. Let's have some fun. Clean off a little spot to work here. Even a palette this big, I still run out of room. We're gonna take black and brown, mix them together. And then over here I'm gonna take a little bit of white and black to make a gray color. There. Something about like that. Okay, now. I'm gonna add paint thinner to this. I wanna make this very thin. As we mentioned earlier, a thin paint will stick to a thick paint. So now, I want to show you an easy way of making a fantastic effect. But we need to thin these colors. But if we hadn't started with a very thick, dry paint, this wouldn't work. So be sure you, I hate to keep talking about the paint, but it is important. I get so many letters from people that say they're having problems, and when I begin to talk to them, the problem usually evolves from starting with paint that's very thin. Start with thick paint, then each layer gets thinner. So today, let's use a little oval brush. I'll go through the dark color. Through the dark color. Both sides. Now one side only, I'll put in the light color. So you get dark and light. Now watch. You can make the indication of little stones on one strip. That easy. Now, pull a little reflection down. Like so. Come across. Go back to our little brush that has the grassy color on it. Put in a few little highlights here and there. Just a few little dooders. Now, back to this. And maybe there's a little stone goes right there. And wherever you want, you just drop them in. Several little stones. Put some little grassy things right around here. Look at that. See, it brings it all together. Little yellow granite. Just brings it all together. Makes it fit. There we are. Now, this little rascal right here. Pull down a little touch of reflection. Go across. Take our small knife. And we'll put just an indication of a little water line here and there. Sort of bring it all together. Just to bring it together. Shoot, I think we got a finished painting here. Really hope you've enjoyed this. And hope you'll join us for the rest of this television series. And from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting. And God bless, my friend. Hi, welcome back. I'm sitting here playing with a couple of the cutest little characters that God has ever made. These are a couple of little baby flying squirrels. Tiny little rascals. They're about 6 weeks old. Look at that. Aren't they some of the most precious little things you've ever seen? Here, turn around here so we can see you. We call them Slim and Trim. There. Say hello, guys. As I say, these are little baby flying squirrels. They might be the most numerous squirrel there is, but you don't see them very often because they're nocturnal and they hide all the time. Okay, guys, you want to sit in my pocket while we do this? Huh? Here, you jump right in there. That's what's so great about it. You just put them in your pocket. Here, we'll let you sit right in there. These are little baby pocket squirrels, too. Tell you what, let's start out and have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with us. While they're doing that, let me show you what I've got done up here. I have my standard old 18 by 24 inch pre-stretched double prime canvas, and I've just covered it with a very thin coat of liquid white. So it's all wet and slick and it's ready to go. And I thought today we'd just do a fantastic little painting. It's very easy and I think you'll enjoy it. Let's start with a little Prussian blue on the old 2-inch brush. Just a little bit, something like so. And we'll go right up in here and using our little crisscross strokes, we'll just do a quick little sky. Just like so. Now, the paint is continually mixing with a liquid white, and automatically, it'll get lighter and lighter in value as we work down toward the horizon. And as you know, in a landscape, that's exactly what we're looking for. There we are. Something about like that. Okay. Now, we'll take a little bit more of the Prussian blue, and let's just put a little bit on the bottom. We might end up with a little water down here. I'm not really sure yet. We'll make that decision in a little while. Right now, we don't have to make any big decisions. But just in case, we'll have something. Hope you like those little flying squirrels. I think they're sort of neat. They are beautiful little creatures. Okay. And I borrowed those from the bird lady here in Muncie who's taking care of them and raising them. Her name is Diana Schaefer. And she works with all kinds of animals. And when we come here to do the show, she loans them to me sometimes so I can share them with you. So we'll have to send her a thank you card. There we are. Yeah. Just beat the devil out of it. I thought maybe today let's do some big mountains. Great big old beautiful mountains. I'm starting with midnight black. Midnight black. And a little touch of Prussian blue in it, but mostly midnight black. Cut off a little roll of paint. Let's go right up in here. And we have to make our first major decision. Maybe old mountain lives right there. We'll start out, put a little peak in there. It doesn't matter. Just sort of make a decision in your world. Put them in wherever you think they should live. Then that's exactly where they should live. Maybe something right along in there. Tell you what, let's have some fun. Let's take a little bit of the titanium white and just begin. Maybe, I know, maybe there's some, like a glacier up in here. That easy. We'll begin laying that in. We can put a few little highlights on the mountain. Just like so. There. And big decisions we'll make later. I'm gonna take a little white, a little black with it, make a gray color. And with that gray color, gonna take, and with that, we'll add a few little highlights here and there on the old mountain. Just a few little things. Maybe there's one there. We'll have to come right down to that glacier. There we go. Just put a highlight here and there. This looks like some of the mountains that live in Alaska where I used to live. There. Something about like that. Back to our black. And we'll start right in here. See, we'll sort of just make a little bowl shape in that mountain to hold that glacier so it doesn't get away. Sometimes the rascals will get away from you. There. That easy. I like big old mountains like this. So I say, I lived in Alaska for a long time, and you see sights like this just about on a daily basis. And I think when God made Alaska, he was having one of his better days. It is the most gorgeous country. I get excited just thinking about it. There. Somebody told me I should work for the Department of Tourism in Alaska as much as I talk about it. That's true. I just think it was beautiful. There we are, back to my black. And let's go right up in here, maybe. Shoot, we'll get a little crazier. It doesn't matter. It's our world. We can do it any way that we want to. Put a doodle there. Maybe a little something here. And off we go. Okay. Put a bit of our gray and white. Put a few little highlights in here. I don't want a lot of highlights in this. Just a few. Maybe out here. Put a few little highlights. Get right up on top of this mountain. So bring that together. Shoot, good business. As I say, these are really fun mountains to do. Try some of these. So often we just do the mountains that have snow on them. I do mountains that have big glaciers in them. There. A little bit more of the titanium white. And we'll just let this just drip right around the base of those mountains. That easy. No pressure. No pressure at all. Just sort of let it float right around there. It comes right on down in here somewhere. And let's take our 2-inch brush. And I'm going to begin tapping. I want to create the illusion of mist down at the base here. The illusion of mist. A little white on the brush. We'll make some big misty areas that just float right there. All right. Something about like that. Just bring them all together. A little more of the titanium white. I'm just using titanium white right on the corner of the brush. And we'll make all those beautiful misty areas very lightly. Very lightly. Can blend it, bring it together. Shoot, that's quite a little mountain we've got there today. I like him. Maybe a little mist right in here too. It's a nice way of cleaning up the foots on this mountain. Okay. Man, I just want to wash the brush. As you know, we wash our brushes with just odorless paint thinner. And beat the devil out of them. Okay, my 2 little guys are still here, by the way. I'm going to take some black, some Prussian blue, be right back, a little sap green. Maybe my crimson or 2. Just touch. Let's go up in here. Let's have, in our world, maybe a little foothill that lives back here, and it's got trees and bushes growing on it. All those happy little things. There. Just to push on it back. All right. And you can do this with a 2-inch brush, or you can do it with a fan brush. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 2-inch brush was handy, and it works wonderfully. Now, grab the old knife, mix up some color here. Let's have Prussian blue, black. Get a little bit of that phthalo green. Little alizarin crimson and some brown, Van Dyke type. Okay, let's wipe the knife off. Try a fan brush. And we're loaded full of color. With a lot of paint on it. A lot of paint. Let's go up in here. And maybe back here in our world, there's a few little evergreen trees. They're just poking their heads up. There's one. We'll give him a friend that lives right about there. It doesn't matter. You decide how many or how few trees live in your world. Like it. Okay, maybe there's one there too. Now sometimes when you're painting over a lot of paint like this, it's sort of difficult to make it stick. If you have that problem, add the least little touch of paint thinner to your brush. Doesn't take much, just a little, and then it'll stick right on top of all that white, or whatever color you happen to have up there. Always refer back to our golden rule. Thin paint will stick to a thick paint. Thin to thick. Now, I'm gonna grab another old 2-inch brush here. We'll go right into a little bit of that color, and then right into cadmium yellow. I wanna make various shades of green, but I want them pretty dark. Pretty dark. Okay, let's go right up in here. We'll just use that same brush, and I'm just going to tap an indication of a few highlights of some of the larger trees that live back here in our world. There. Okay, maybe a little whatever you want. But I want to keep it fairly dark. I don't want to get too bright there, too far away. There we go, a little bit more in there. Isn't that neat? You can do this. You really and truly can do this. I know. You're saying I could never paint, never draw a straight line. You can. This is one style of painting that is for every person. I've never seen anyone who couldn't do this. There. There's even a lady in Boston who paints this method, and she's blind. If she can do it, anybody can do it. She's wonderful. She is wonderful. I'm going to take just a small amount of titanium white on a clean. I got another little 2-inch brush. I want to create a little bit of mist floating down here at the base of this. This is just straight titanium white. Just tap it right in there. Have a good time. Not like that. See? But it'll help create that illusion that it's very misty. Maybe even a cloud fell out of the sky and it's living down here now. Well, it could happen. Maybe. Alright. Can't ever tell. There we go. Take a little bit of this dark color. What do they say? You don't have to be crazy to do this, but it helps. Then let's go back up in here. Maybe there's a little grassy areas that come right out of there. Don't want to cover up all the mist that we made. That mist is a good friend. I want to save it. Save it. Just happy little grassy areas. Maybe we'll have water. If you want water, all you have to do is just pull down a reflection and go across, and almost instantly you have water. Now then, shoot, we're getting crazy here. Maybe there's a little bush that lives right there. I like that. Take the 2-inch brush that has the greens on it, the little highlight colors, and we can highlight that rascal a little bit. That easy. Now, I'm going to dip the brush into the least little amount of pink thinner. Once again, if it's a little bit thinner, then it'll just go right on top of there without any problem. Alright, just tap a little color into the bristles, and off we go. Just want to put the indication of some little grassy areas here. Too far away to have much detail, but a little bit. Just some happy little things living right there. Alright. You decide where they are, how many they are, where they live. And once in a while, maybe we'll pick up a little darker color. Now, you can lift this sometime just to create the illusion of little things that are growing back in there. Little upstanding rascals. Because they exist. You have them in nature. Alright. Take a little liquid white, pull it out as flat as I can get it to cut across. Then we come back in here. And we'll put in a little water line. Just a little water line. It's just a light area between a couple of darks to break it up. Something like so. What happens if you make one that you don't care for? It's hard to get rid of. Let's make one intentionally. There's one I don't like. Now, if you do that, take your brush, grab it, and just pull straight down. See? It just works right out. Don't worry about it. There. You know, some of the series a long time ago, we did a couple of shows that just showed how to correct mistakes. Maybe we'll do some more of those. I did that because I've got several letters recently asking what happens if you do a water line that you're not happy with. How can I fix it? Now you know. One of the easiest things are to fix, because we don't make mistakes. Absolutely don't. We have a happy accident every so often. But that's it. That is it. Scratching a few sticks, twigs, arms, and legs on some of these trees. Shoot, we're in business. Let's take. You guys still in there? Yeah, I see. Some blue and some black. A little more of the phthalo green. A little crimson. Absolutely adore those little flying squirrels. They have to be some of the cutest creatures God's ever made. They are precious. I'll see if Diana will let me take these home back to Florida with me, but I know she won't. It's a good thought, though. I'll load a lot of the dark color into the brush. Something like so. Let's make a big evergreen. Sweet, you ready? How big? Real big? That big? Goes right off the canvas. See, maybe there's a little bit of the trunk showing right there. Got a little naked part. You can do that. You can do that. There he comes. Big old heavy tree. Strong tree. And in here, we can care less. We'll separate all this with highlights. We don't care. The only thing you're worried about is the basic shape, basic design of the old tree. You know me, I think everybody needs a friend. So we'll give him a little friend that lives right here. There. That's his friend. They get along well together. What a view. They can look out over here at these beautiful mountains with the snow and the glaciers. I want to live there too. I'm going to take a big brush. That's too slow. Load it full of color. What the heck? There's a big old tree that lives here. He's got a friend there. Just make a decision. Just make a decision. As I say over and over, each of us will see nature through different eyes. And you should paint what you see. Put a big one there. And whatever you feel, that's what you should paint. Because 100 years from now, somebody will look at your painting and say, boy, he was having a good day today. He really felt good. All right, take a little white, a little dark sienna, mix them together, maybe a little more. You can put a little Van Dyke in there too. Ooh, pretty color. Little roll of paint. And let's go up in here, put a little indication here and there. You don't have to put the whole thing in. Of tree trunks. It's just indications. Just a few little things. Don't put too many. Because you're not going to see the entire tree trunk. I'm going to make out a blue spruce. In this series, I've made several blue spruce. I'm going to take some white, mixed with liquid white, a little touch of the phthalo blue. I like phthalo blue. Isn't it a beautiful color? All right. Let's go right up in here. Now with that phthalo blue, let's just go right along in here and put the indication in with a few highlights. There, darker, darker, darker down toward the bottom. And this little traces give me some highlights too. So we will. The little squirrels have to live up here in these trees. Now, we'll just take a 1-inch brush. What the heck? Dip it into the liquid white. A little bit of that dark color. Pull it in one direction. One direction only. One direction. Load a lot of color. Let's go up here. And with that, we come back in here, and we can begin putting highlights on all these little bushes and trees. Do one little bush and tree at a time, though. Don't get greedy. I know, with the yellow ochre. I know, sometimes it gets working good. It's hard to stop with just one. Take your time. Take your time. You don't have a Mino director at home that's on your case. You can take your time. There. Maybe a little touch of the bright red right there on the end of that one to make it look like maybe some little red flowers. They're just living right out here. Okay, a little touch of the St. Elm grass with sap green. It's a nice sap green. That's a little bush. I like to paint bushes and trees. I think I told you the story in one of the earlier shows. There were different series. Years ago, I studied portraits. And after a long time, my portrait teacher took me aside one night. He said, Bob, I gotta tell you the truth. He said, I want you to go paint bushes and trees because that's where your heart is. Leave portrait painting to someone else. And I have. I've taken his advice. And I get along much better with bushes and trees. There. And playing the little squirrels. I like all these little animals. They're my friends. My house looks like a zoo sometimes. I have so many of them. And then as soon as they get big enough to make it on their own, off they go. You wouldn't believe the menagerie of animals that lives around my house that we've turned loose over the years. And they come back, and I'm soft touch. I always have food out there for them. And that's okay. As long as I have food, they will. Let's take some Van Dyke, some dark sienna, and mix them together. Get a little roll of paint on the knife. We gotta have a way to get up here. Maybe there's a big trout lives out here in this river. We might want to come catch him. But I think everybody should, when they catch a fish, they should just put a Band-Aid on him, wish him well, put him back in the water, come back and catch him again. Getting hard to find big fish anymore. They've all been caught. So anytime I catch one, I just sort of put him back in the water and wish him well. Tell him I'll see him another day. A little brown and white. Off we go. A little roll of paint again. Barely touch. Just graze. Just graze. Like that. Touch. There. Come back with our little brush that we were making bushes with. We're going to put a little more liquid white on it. Alright. Make it very thin. Grab a little sap green. There. Alright. Then we'll go up in here. We can begin picking out little individual bushes and trees that live right here. There they come. Path goes behind that one right there. We don't know where it goes now. It just sort of sneaks away. Sneaks away. Maybe there's another one here. Like that. Wherever you want. Hi guys. Little squirrel just looked out of my pocket at me here. There we go. They are absolutely precious. I'm gonna have to talk some more trash to Diana and see if I can take one home. Doubt if they'd let me get on an airplane with it. You wanna go to Florida? Huh? No. Okay. It's a good thought anyway. Okay, a couple little ones here just to sort of lay the path down into the painting. That's all we're really doing at this point. About like that. Alright. And we can take the little script liner brush, put some paint thinner on it. And make the paint very thin. Almost the consistency of ink, but not quite. Turn the bristles in and bring it to a nice sharp point. Okay, let's go up in here. And here and there and here and here. We can put in an indication of a few little sticks and twigs. You decide where they live in your world. However many you want. That's exactly the right number. Exactly the right number. Take a knife, just a clean knife, and use scrape in as many sticks or twigs as you want. Like that. I think with that, we about got a completed painting. Let's take a little bright red, a little paint thinner. I think we're ready for a signature on that one. So we'll just make the paint good and thin. And we'll come right up here and we'll sign that little rascal. Really hope you've enjoyed this little painting. Try these mountains. They're fantastic, a lot of fun to do, and you can do them. And after you finish, if you have time, take a photograph and send us. All of us here at the station would love to see your results. Until then, we'd like to wish each and every one of you happy painting, and God bless, my friend. Hi, welcome back. Certainly glad you could join us today. I thought today we'd do a different little painting using some of the liquid black and liquid white. So let's start out and have run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with us. While they're doing that, let me show you what I got. Got my standard old pre-stretched double prime canvas. Today I've taken liquid black and put on the bottom and liquid white put on the top and just blended them together. So the entire canvas is wet, but it's dark on the bottom. That's the only difference. Liquid black is just like liquid white, only it has a black pigment in it. And I use that a lot of times when I know there's going to be areas that there's a lot of dark in. The liquid black will make it a lot easier for you. Let's start today with a little bit of alizarin crimson. Just a small amount on my old 2-inch brush, just a little. Let's go up in here. I want to put a little pink in the sky, but I don't want much. I just want enough to warm it up some. I don't want to set it on fire. It's very easy to set it on fire. Just want to warm it up. Now the crimson is mixing with the liquid white, and there's a little liquid black there. And automatically it'll get lighter and lighter in value. That easy. Okay, that's about all I want of the crimson. There. Now, without cleaning the brush, I'll go right into some phthalo blue. I like phthalo blue. It's a beautiful, beautiful blue. Okay, let's go up in here. Now we'll start right at the top. Using our X's, little crisscross strokes, go all the way across the top. All the way across. And then begin blending downward. Now be careful. This blue is so much stronger than the crimson. It'll eat up all the crimson very quickly. Very quickly. So let's just have it about like that. And then clean our brush. And we'll take the clean brush and blend them both together. Just shake it off. And beat the devil out of it. That really is the fun part of this whole technique. I have more pleasure just beating the brush than anybody in the country. I have people now that write me letters and say they have no desire to paint. They just bought a brush so they can beat it and take out their frustrations. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Let's put some mountains in there today. Shoot. Let's take some Prussian blues and black, alizarin crimson, Van Dyke brown. Just mix them together. Mix them together. Make a nice dark color. Put a little more crimson in it. There. Okay. Now, the first thing we have to do is decide where a mountain lives. We'll cut off a little roll of paint. There you can see it. And let's go. Maybe there's a mountain. There's right here. Now, the only thing we're concerned about is the nice outside edge. We could care less what's going on. Anywhere except the top. Right in there. So don't worry about it. Don't let a mountain scare you. They're really one of the neatest things to paint in this technique. And still probably the most popular thing we paint. All right, we'll take 2-inch brush, grab it, and pull. Because there's liquid white and liquid black underneath, the color will move. It'll allow you to blend the color right on the canvas. And it also removes excess paint. So the next layer will be much easier to apply. And we'll just let it fade right into that, like that. See there? That's all there is to it. Let's take white. Grab some midnight black a little bit and put in there. I want to gray this a little bit. So we'll put a little bit of, maybe even a touch of bright red. It's our world. We can do anything that we want here. Pull the paint out as flat as you can get it. Once again, our little roll of paint. Let's go up here. Now then, just decide where the light's coming from. And if you're right-handed, you'll find it's usually easier to have it coming from the right side. If you're left-handed, try both ways. Left-handed people have been forced to do right-handed things their entire life. So some left-handed people will find it easier to highlight on the right, some on the left. It's a very individual thing. There we are. Little dooders in there. Now I'm just going to pull a little bit of that color down to make the shadows. I don't want distinct shadows in here. Just going to pull a little bit of it down. Maybe right over in here there's a little bump right there. See there? You decide where all these little things live. There. And you can just play some darks and lights back and forth to create all kinds of illusions. There you go. Okay. Now, as I say, it's your world. You decide where you want all these little rascals to live. Hey, we'll take a clean, be sure it's good and dry. Clean, dry 2-inch brush. If it's not dry, it will dilute the paint and make it too soft. So be sure it's dry. Follow the basic angles in these mountains and tap. All we're doing is trying to take out the little tap marks and blend everything together. And then lift upward. See? Smooths it right out. And it creates that illusion of mist right down at the base. Sometimes that's a little too straight for me. I want to put a little dooder right there. See? That's all you got to do. You can change your mind. And it just makes it a little more interesting. Ready to get brave? Let's do it. That little mountain went so well. This really is your bravery test. Let's have a big mountain that lives right up here. Right up here. Maybe there's a little bump right there. Don't be afraid of these mountains. Shoot. Once you make friends with this knife, they're one of the neatest things you can make. And you do need to make friends with a knife. It takes a little time. It takes a little time. It's like anything else when you do it at first. It's a little foreign to you. It takes a little while to make friends with it. But very quickly, with a little practice, you'll be doing things with a knife you can't believe. Okay. There. Here in the studio, we just had a couple of my young friends come in. And they were only about, one was 6 and one was younger than that. And they brought me some paintings that they're doing. It's unreal what young people can do with this tool. They were fantastic. Okay, now, we're just gonna blend that. Just let it go right on off. Whew. Well, we said we was gonna make a big mountain. We weren't kidding. Once again, our little roll of paint. Touch, no pressure. Absolutely no pressure. Just let the paint glide right along on there. Just let it glide. You want it to break. In other words, have all these holes in it. That's what makes it look interesting. And maybe there's a little light zinging right on there. Wherever. It's up to you. Painting gives you freedom. Gives you creative freedom. Let's take some Prussian blue with some white. A little black in it, just to dull it down some. There. We'll make us a little shadow color. Small roll of paint. And once again, just let it just glide right along there, like that. Maybe out here, it's a little highlight right in there. We just sort of let them come together. Just let your imagination take you to any place that you want to go. Look at that. See there? But just let it go. Let it just slide right down through there. No pressure. I know you get tired of hearing this, but it's so important. And it's probably the single biggest mistake that people make, is they apply too much pressure. No pressure. I'm gonna put some little bumps and stuff in here. And we can do that. Put them anywhere that we want them. There. Just a little, maybe there's a little deer that lives over here. Mountains grow every which way. Just let them grow. Let them go. Wherever they want to be. There. Just a few little things down in here. Take a little more of our shadow color. There. But that creates the illusion of all kinds of little doodles. And when you're at home and have unlimited time, shoot, you can do much better than this. Much, much better. I know you can. There we are. Wherever. Wherever. Okay. Something about like that. Now, let's get our brushes nice and dry. And let's just blend this very gently. Just blend it. We're tapping, following those angles. Notice the angles are coming down like that, and we follow those angles. And we follow. Okay. A little bit of shadow right here behind this little rascal. Don't want him left out. And we can bring all of it together. Lift upward, takes out the tap marks, brings everything together. Like that. I tell you, the best mountain painter in this technique is probably my son Steve. Boy, that rascal, whew, he can paint some mountains. Maybe we'll get him on here before the series is over. He travels and teaches all over the country. But if we can get that little rascal in here, we'll have him come do a show. Maybe I'll get him to paint you a mountain. Because he can paint mountains. Of course, I sound like a proud daddy just yakking, don't I? And there's some truth to that. There is some truth. Okay. That'll give us a pretty good little mountain. We're gonna have time to do some other things in this. Let's take Prussian blue, phthalo green, black, brown. Oh, really? I'll throw about any old dark color in there. I like to throw a little of that phthalo green in there. I'll make some evergreens. It just gives them a nice color. All right. Today, to make some evergreens, let's grab us we'll use a fan brush. We'll use the old fan brush. You could use a 1-inch brush. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anything, it works. Load both sides with a lot of paint. Let's go up in here. And let's just tap in the basic indication of some little evergreens that live far away back here. They're far away. They live right on the bottom of this mountain. It's one of the easiest ways I've ever seen to create the illusion of a lot of little trees. Very simply. Very, very simply. But now, one of the things that happens a lot, sometimes there's too much distance between them and they begin looking like fence posts. If that should happen, all you need to do is put a few more in there. Just fill up the area. There, see? Because they're too far away. You're not going to see a lot of detail. Things that are far away, you see only basic shape, form, and basic color. That's really about all. Maybe we'll have them coming over here too. And to create that illusion of distance in your painting, avoid having too much detail when things are supposed to be far, far away. Yeah, know it sounds crazy. Don't put too much detail. Sometimes we can absolutely put too much. Okay, there we are. And we just sort of smash them down with the old fan brush. These fan brushes are marvelous. They'll do wonderful, wonderful things for you. Paint the entire painting using nothing but the fan brush. Maybe we'll do that in one of the shows sometime, just to show you we can. The big thing is time. I'm going to tap the base of that, like so. There we are. And I'm going to lift up. I just smooths everything out, blends it right into the painting. There we are. Now we have a whole ridge of just little trees that live there. Okay, we'll just use that same old brush. It's got, put some sap green in it. And it has a little bit of that pine tree color, so when we touch yellow, we're going to get beautiful, beautiful greens. Little Indian yellow. And then I'll touch a little of bright red. Bright red actually dulls the color. I know it sounds crazy, put bright red in, but red and green make brown. So when you put them together, it dulls the color. And, yeah. Maybe, and notice I didn't have to put any dark color in there because we used the liquid black. That's what it's great for. I knew there was going to be a lot of dark in there. Didn't know exactly where, and it doesn't much matter. But I knew there was going to be a lot in there. So, we'll just take and begin tapping in the indication of all kinds of little things that are happening back here. Wherever. There they are. Just little happy dooders. I make up words. I'm very bad about that, so. I often wonder, the show is playing in numerous foreign countries now. I often wonder how they translate dooders. There we are. All right. I like to go to Mexico. The show's been playing in Mexico for several years, Mexico City especially. And it's unbelievable, some of the paintings that our Mexican instructors are coming up with. Unbelievable. Because they've adapted this to the scenery that they see in Mexico. And now we have a lot of instructors in Japan, and they're doing exactly the same thing. So they're teaching me now. That's nice when you can get so lazy that let somebody else do it and let them teach you. There we are. See how that land flows downward? I want it to look like a little meadow back here, where the land just flows right down. Very soft. There we are. You make the decision how far down it goes. I tell you what. I'm sorry, I get crazy. When you paint like this for any length of time, you begin seeing things in your painting. When you see these things, take advantage of them. Take advantage of them. Use them. They're like gifts. Use them. I just do it. I just want to put, maybe there's some more evergreens here. Yeah, I'm going to put a whole line here. There. I need all these trees because my little squirrel needs a place to hide. Tell you what, I got another little piece of film here I want to show you about my little squirrel Peapod. He is just the cutest little devil you've ever seen. Now, how can you not fall in love with something like that? Isn't he precious? This is my little squirrel Peapod. He lives with me. And actually, he lives outside, and because I turned him loose quite a while back. He's full grown now. He was just sort of a baby there. But he still comes back every day. And I feed him. I'm soft touch. But you need something. I always had a lot of scratches on my hands and stuff and playing with them because they have very sharp claws. The one thing that I like to say over and over, we do not advocate making these wild creatures pets. I only raise them and I turn them loose. Because wild creatures, that's where they belong. They should be wild. If you want to keep a creature, get a domestic animal. Doggy or a cat. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of company. But wild creatures ought to be wild. It's the way God intended them to be. There we are. But sometimes they need a little help. And they do. I jump right in there. I like to play with them. I like to watch them grow. But these little squirrels, when I get them, a lot of times they're so small that their eyes aren't even open. And then you have to get up at night, just like you, well, like I did with Steve when he was a tiny little baby. And you have to feed him 2 or 3 times every night. Of course, Steve's not so tiny anymore. He's over 6'5", almost 6'6". Must have fed him good. Yeah, that rascal certainly grew. He outgrew me. I'm gonna take a little bit of white. I want to create the illusion of a little mist down here at the base of these. I'll show you why I just decided. I'm gonna put some that's more distinct. And this little misty area here, will turn out to be your best friend because this will be your separator. And you can just bang it in any old way and then we'll just tap it till it blends together. Makes the base of the trees look very soft and gentle. See there? There. And most of this will disappear. But here and there and there and here, we want to put a more distinct tree, a bigger tree. A little more paint on here. Get all that phthalo green there. Ooh, I like it. Brown, crimson. I'll put some sap there too. I didn't have much phthalo. And I want to have a green tint to it. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Maybe? You know, Bobby, gotta have a big tree in here somewhere. Gotta have a big old tree. Here it comes. There we are. We'll put some highlights on there and separate it. That'll separate it right apart. Let's give him a friend. There we go. Right there. I know it's hard to see right now, but we'll separate it. We'll separate it. Maybe here and there we can put the indication of a few more. A little closer to us, a little bigger, a little more detail. And that little misty area will help separate them. We'll just put a few in here. You decide in your world how many there are. There we go. Something like that. I need one down here. Just right there. Okay. Now, without doing anything to that brush except going through yellow, because it has blue and black in it, you'll make a beautiful green color. That'll give us a highlight. Okay, let's go back up here. Same old brush. There we are. Now we can put in a few little highlights. Don't kill all your dark color. I know it's tempting. Little yellow ochre, Indian yellow, just mixed in there. Change the flavor. But don't kill all the dark. Evergreens are normally pretty dark trees. Leave them that way. There. A little over in here. I'm just bopping around here, trying to get these put in quick as I can. I'll put a few more little things in this painting. It's a lot of fun. This liquid black, try it. Try it. I think you'll find it does wonderful things. Now then, maybe. Yeah, why not? Let's start. We'll put in some little grassy areas here and there. A little yellow. I'm gonna dip the brush into at least a little touch of paint thinner, just enough to thin the paint a tiny bit. We're getting quite a buildup of paint on here, so we need paint that's a little thinner. See there? But look at all the layers in this painting. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And you can do it so simple. There we are. Okay, maybe a little touch of the bright red here and there. I like it. I like that red in there. It does nice things. Okay, we need a little path. Now let me take a little dark sienna, Van Dyke brown. Gotta have a way to get in there. We'll just put us a little path right in there. Mostly dark sienna. Put a little bit of Van Dyke. And we'll let it wander right on out through there. A little brown, a little white. Just enough to put the indication of a little highlight on there. There, see? It's that easy. Just like you're putting snow on the mountain. Maybe, I know.
Let's take a little black. Maybe come right in here. Maybe there's just a little stone is right there. Happy little stone. We'll put in dark first. And we'll come back with some brown, white, little black in it. And let's put a little highlight on it. Just enough to make it interesting. Just enough, see? Put a little of it down, not much, not much. All right. Then some little grassy areas right around his foot. Bring the path all into the painting. There. All right, got just a minute left here. Tell you what, I need a tree in here. I need a little tree. My producer right now is gonna kill me for doing this. Right there's a little tree. And we'll take a little light color and just tap the side here. Give it some highlight. Grab a liner brush, put a couple little tree branches on it. This whole tree's dead. This whole tree had a bad day. Old evergreen tree. You can just see some of the limbs hanging out through there. Wherever. Not many left. Just a few. See? But that's really all there is to it. Hope you've enjoyed this little painting. It's something different, shows you how to use the liquid black, and I believe it'll bring you fantastic results. From all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, and God bless, my friend. Welcome back. I'm glad you could join me today. Today I thought we'd do a great big almighty mountain. I think you'll really enjoy this one. So let's have them graphically run all the colors across the screen that you need to do this project. And they'll come across the screen in the same order that I have them on the palette, starting with a titanium white and working around. While they're doing that, let's go up to the canvas here. I've already covered the canvas with a thin, even coat of magic white. It's wet and slick and ready to go. So let's start out today with a 2.5-inch brush, and we'll go right into a small amount of phthalo blue. Now, phthalo blue is a very, very bright, beautiful blue. And we're just going to beat that paint right into the bristles here, just to get a nice, even distribution of color all the way through the bristles. Okay, let's go up to the canvas now. And let's just sort of play a little color just here and there. Just bounce it around, let it happen, let it play. There we go. And we don't want to cover the entire sky here. Just want to cover it here and there and leave little spots open. There. There we go. If you're using a big old brush, it wouldn't take but just a second to get some color on the canvas. And what we have left here, we'll just put it down here. It's a good place to clean the brush. There we are. Now, without cleaning the brush, I'm going to go right into a very small amount of burnt umber. And once again, tap it into the bristles in the same manner. Okay, let's go up here. And these light areas, I'm going to drop a little bit of this burnt umber right in here. I want to gray this sky down in areas so it's not just a real bright blue color. And this is just a very small amount of burnt umber. Almost looks like a burnt sienna color. A little bit over here. And right in here. Okay, and once again, we just sort of wipe the brush off and put a little bit of this color down on the bottom. Okay, now I have several brushes going, so I don't have to wash them continually. We'll take a clean brush, and I'm just going to begin blending the sky. Just making little crisscross strokes.
Hello, it's break time, so can have a chat. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for hanging out. And just being with me at this chill stream. I did this like a while ago, this piece, but I'm finally starting to like flat color it because I do a lot of sketches and then I do too many sketches and then I know, oh, I gotta color, I gotta finish. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm catching up. I got like, let me see how many I have right now. In here, I have 17 to color. I have 15 to do line art, and then I have 18 to render. So, but I have 42 finished works. That's good. We're making progress. I hope everybody's having a good day and relaxing. I am. It's been really nice so far. And trying to like get everything situated. I bought some video games today, but they were cheap. I think for two of the ones I bought, they were $9 for both. This isn't. Well, let me see if I can show it to you. Hold on. Okay, we'll do. Alright, let's do another one so I can show you this one. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so this one here is too big. I'll pull back. There we go. So I bought Seeds of Calamity not too long ago. I haven't been able to play it yet, but I want to play it. That is a farming sim. If you don't know, I have Fields of Mystria, so we're gonna look that up. I really like cozy games. So Fields of Mystria is one of my favorite games, and I have like 310.6 hours since it came out, and it's coming out with the full game in August. I forgot the exact date, but I know it's August, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then what other cozy games do I have? I finally bought Hello Kitty Island Adventure, so I can't wait to play that one, try that out. That's gonna be fun. So what else do we have? I got Lemon Cake. I need to play that more with Lemon Cake. I got Lost But Found. Actually, I need to install that on my computer. I haven't been able to play that yet, so I can't wait to do that. I think that's gonna be like more of a sorting game than anything else. And then we have Mega Man Battle Network, which I love Mega Man Battle Network. And then we have the second volume of that. So we have 1 and 2, and then we have the Mega Man collection. The original Mega Man is pretty hard to play, to be honest. I'm like, what's happening, bro? You know? Anyway. And then I have the second one. I think the second collection will be easier for me to like play. But if you hadn't noticed, I love Mega Man. And then I have Mega Man X, the Legacy collection. So I have like what, five of these Mega Man ones. And then I have like, the Marvel vs. Capcom. Excuse me. I have the Fighting Collection for that. And then what else do I have? And Moonstone Island, which I haven't played that yet. I have a really big backlog of video games. Just to let you know. I do. It's a big backlog. Then we have Nountown, which is language learning. I have so many games, I have to choose one to play. And then on Moji, which I've never really played before. So I need to give it a chance. Right? I definitely need to give it a chance. We have one of my favorite games is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So we have the trilogy. So I need to work through that. Then my friend a while ago bought me Power Wash Simulator, and that was, I think it was for either my birthday or Christmas. But I was really happy when she got it for me. Hi, Great. Welcome in. How you doing today? Did I give? No, I did. How are you doing? Wait a minute. Here we go. But yeah, so I'm just going over some of the games I have during break time. I'm good. We're getting some work done. We're getting some progress. Just going over the games I have in my backlog. I think Steam is very happy with me ever since I became a PC gamer. Then my friend Lasriel got me this game. Is Room Factory 4 Special. I need to play this some more. And then I finally was able to get Sea of Stars. So I wanna like play that game. Like I said earlier, I got Seeds of Calamity. So that is a farming sim. And then what else we got? Shipped Inc. Played that a couple of times. That's fun to play. I bet it's happy with me too. What, your day? Or the video games? Then I have Spirit City Lo-Fi, which if you watch my co-working streams, you see that a lot. I have Stardew Valley, but I don't know. I don't like Stardew Valley as much as I thought I would, to be honest. I thought I would like it more, but it's a hard game to play. Steam? Oh, yeah, Bet is happy with you too, yeah. Okay. After you got the PC, yeah, because I basically got talked into becoming a PC player. And the only reason why I became a PC player was because of Valorant. I had a friend who was really into Valorant, and I wanted to play the game too, so I decided to give it a try. I, at first, was not good at Valorant. I was not good at all. I died a lot. But it took me 2 years to figure it out. 2 years. And then I finally started to be like, oh, I can actually play this game. I kind of low-key know what I'm doing. And then my friend was like, oh, well, you're actually starting to get good. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. Anyway, unfortunately, I don't talk to that person anymore, but that's okay. It happens. But yeah, let's go back to Stardew Valley. It's not an easy game to play or figure out. And I don't know why, but it just isn't. Yeah. Hey, great. The Steam Machine came out today. You're kind of bad at Val? Well, we can get better together if you ever want to play. Because I get nervous playing with some people that are actually good at it. Also have Stardew, but I feel the same. I'm not big-brained enough for it. I think you're plenty big-brained. I just think the game is not as user-friendly as it should be. It did come out. Yeah, it did. It's about, like, what? $1,049. And then I was like, that's not a bad price for that. because it's basically a PC and a console mixed in one, and you can hook up the Steam machine to your TV, so you can have basically a computer on your TV, which is nice. I like that. But yeah, it's a lot, but I mean, a PC can go anywhere easily as wild. Exactly. So it's worth the money because that's easily portable. And you can take it anywhere and you can just hook it up to the TV. So I feel like it's worth the money. I hope I can get it at some point. It won't be right now though. I have to get a job first and then I can buy it. Because I definitely will buy it. Stardew Valley is 10 years old. I didn't know that. Wow. But I also have Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. And it's not the original game because there's a lot of stuff going on with the original game. But the original game on the DS was really fun. And it's one of my favorite farming sims. I really like that game. We have Street Fighter, the 30th anniversary collection. Oh, when you get it, you will have to let me know how it is? Yeah, definitely. I don't know. It won't be anytime soon because I gotta get a job. So, it won't be anytime soon. But, then I played Stringnovia for a little bit. And I like it. And I think Stringnovia is easier to catch on with than Valorant. But I don't know. I only played it for a little bit. And then we have Sunhaven. That's another farming sim that I have to like try out. There is this it's called Tailside. And it finally came out a little while ago and I was able to get it. And I want to try it out because I think there was the developer. I have them on Blue Sky. And I wanted to let them know, like, I finally was able to buy the game. I haven't been able to try it yet, but I finally was able to buy the game. So that was fun. So I wanna try that out. This is called Tales of Tsukyu. I haven't tried that out yet. I do have the Japanese RPGs, Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Vespera. And then I got Then I got the Three Kingdoms, the Blood Moon, and I think that's supposed to be like some kind of card game. And we got Undertale, and we got some fighting games. This is Under Night in Birth, so that's a fighting game. So I want to play that. This one just came out recently, and I was waiting for it. Vending Machine Code. So I'm very excited to try that one. And Undertale, I need to give it a chance. And then I just bought this one. It's called Whimsy Bake and Craft. So I want to try that out too. But that's mainly some of the games that I have. I also have, what is it? Crash Bandicoot, Chrono Trigger. And then I have this other one. It's called Cats and Cups. And that's another cozy game. I also have Dave the Diver, which I love. And I have the fighting game for Demon Slayer. I have the Dragon Ball Fighters. Then I have Dragon Quest 1 and 2, the remake. And then I have Dragon Quest 3. So, I also have DuckTales Remastered. So like I said, I have a lot of games. I also have Final Fantasy 9, which is my favorite Final Fantasy. And then I have Final Fantasy X and X2. Fragpunk is fun. I like Fragpunk. I think Fragpunk is the user-friendly version of Valorant. And then I have this is Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, so it's a fighting game. But yeah. And then I have King of Fighters. They say that this protagonist is not a really good protagonist, but anyway. And then I have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but that is the fighting game. But anyway, that's all we gonna talk about game-wise. You have like the holy grail of games. I do. I have good taste. I'm glad then. Yeah, I do have JoJo's. Yes, I am a fan of JoJo. I do watch JoJo. I need to catch up though, cause I'm watching. What am I watching? I think I'm watching the second season, if I'm not mistaken. I know the last time I watched an episode, they were on a boat. I love the JoJo poses. So far, I haven't watched a lot, to be honest. I've only watched a couple of episodes in the second season, so I can't really tell you what my favorite is. But yeah. Anyway. Yes, Stardust Crusaders, that's what it is. I am watching that. I fell in love with that. I was shocked. I didn't think I was gonna like JoJo. Cause I worked at a place. It was a French restaurant. I worked there and I had a coworker who kept on every day I worked. He would tell me about whatchamacall, JoJo's. And I would be like, oh, okay. He would tell me the same story. And I was like, what? In my head, I was like, why are you telling me this same story every time you see me? Right? That, to be honest, that may be one of my favorite parts. Actually, I love every part, to be honest. I say I like one more, but nah, I'm lying. Also, Momo and Jinchi. Yeah, this is Momo and Jinchi. That's what I'm coloring right now. Anyway. But yeah, he would literally tell me the same thing, like the same story in JoJo's. And it was about a guy who wanted to live a normal life, but he also was like a serial killer, if I'm not mistaken. So he was like killing women and stuff. And I was like, huh? But anyway, I thought it was strange. But I started watching Stardust Crusaders and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. But I'm gonna take a brief break and then I'll be right back. Okay. BRB.
Just back and forth with Alexis. And this color is continually mixing with the magic white and allows beautiful things to happen. It blends automatically rather than having to mix several colors. Let it happen on the canvas. Let the brush work. Let the canvas work. I'm lazy. I'm always looking for a nice, easy way to do this. Then a few horizontal strokes will take out all the brush marks and give you a very effective little sky. That easy. Okay, as I say, today we're going to do a huge, big, strong mountain that has a lot of rocks in it. So let's mix up some black here. And I'm going to start with phthalo green. And you might as well, if you're painting along with me, mix up quite a large pile of this phthalo green and alizarin crimson in about equal parts. Maybe a tiny bit more crimson than green. Now normally we just mix our color till it's marbled, but today mix it very well. We want it to be very thoroughly mixed so we have a nice even black color. A lot of paint. Just really mix it up. And when you're mixing, pick this paint up off the palette and turn it over. Otherwise what's next to the palette never gets mixed. Okay, now it's very hard to tell exactly what we have, so let's take a little white, put it right there, and just check it. There we go. Makes a nice gray color. That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay. Clean my knife. And let's take some of this nice black color and let's build us an almighty mountain up here. Boy, we're gonna, oh, look at this. We'll put a huge mountain today. And you're really pushing this paint into the fabric. There we go. Maybe it comes, yep, there it is. Right out through there. Just let it bounce and play wherever you want it to go. And all we're doing here is it's just blocking it in, so we're really not too concerned about anything happening in here. The only thing we're concerned about is this nice edge on the outside. The rest of it, doesn't matter right now. It'll matter in a little while. Just another little bump right there. You're gonna do mountains, it's fun for little bumps on here and there. You can probably hear I'm really scraping that canvas hard and pushing that paint right into the fabric. There's really not a great deal of color on the canvas. Now then, take one of these old dirty brushes, and I'm going to grab this color and pull it. And as we've mentioned on previous shows, when you're painting mountains, if you can see the entire mountain, it's always more distinct at the top than it is at the bottom. As we have mist and now we have wonderful pollution, And all these things break up and diffuse light, cause the bottom of the mountain to look softer than the top. Okay? Now, when you're doing this, using brush strokes is a super way to lay out your mountain. Watch here. Can you see that? Just by pulling the brush across there, just come right across. You can give yourself all kinds of ideas of how you want to lay this mountain out. And you're not committed. You can change this super little bit. Sort of cheat a little bit. Okay. Now already you can see the bottom of this mountain is much lighter.
than the top, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Now we can start some highlights. Now we're going to take a little bit of the same and just mix up several different colors right here together. See, it's darker here, it gets lighter, lighter, lighter. That way you have several things happening. Okay, and we'll cut across it and get a small roll of paint. It's right out here on the knife. Good, you can see that. That's what you work with, a small roll. Okay, let's go up here. Now, no pressure, no pressure. All you're doing here is whisper light. Barely touch the canvas. Barely touch the canvas. Just let it bounce along and play. Barely touch it. And see, you didn't overmix this color, and so all kinds of things are happening. If you overmix it, then you just get one dead color up here. We want all these beautiful things to happen. Now over here, this will be on the shadow side. We're going to have our light coming from the right. So let's take some Prussian blue. Ooh, very strong color. Dark, strong color. And with that, we'll make us a shadow color. We're using some Van Dyke Brown Prussian blue, a little bit of white. Now, same little roll of paint. Let's go up here. And over on this side, just allow some of these little things to happen. You're still just barely touching the canvas. Whisper light. Whisper light. Just let your hand float across there. And there we can add a little bit more highlight so it shows a little light playing through there. And same thing over on this side, a little bit lighter color. Just in a couple of places so it gives you the impression there's a little light just bouncing through there. Now we got a little dark on the knife. And we just work out here and there to make some strong shadows, some deep areas. And just let it bounce around and play, just to see. There. Okay, and that easy. Gives you a nice feeling of a big, strong peak in the background back here. Okay, maybe, tell you what, today let's have a nice glacier up here in this mountain. And we'll start out with some titanium white, and I'll put a little bit of that black color in it just to gray it down, so it's not pure white. Pull it out very flat, cut across it. We get that little roll of paint right on the edge of the knife again. Okay, now then, touch, no pressure, let the paint break, just let it come right across here. Just let it go. No pressure. No pressure. Let it happen. And just sort of in your mind, think where you want this little glacier to go and where the snow should lay. This is your mountain, so you make these decisions. Create your own world right here on the canvas. There we go. Very soft, very gentle. And that'll give us a basic idea of where our glacier is going to be. Maybe, tell you what, maybe there's a little bit of snow. There it is. It lays right in there. And maybe, while we got this going, maybe there's some more right there. Where do you want it? Wherever. And this is what makes this style of painting so much fun. We use no patterns, we trace no pictures onto the canvas, no drawing. Shoot, I can draw a straight line, but it's easy to paint. Much easier than trying to learn to draw. Now, let's put some shadows in that snow. We'll take some white and a little bit of phthalo blue. Very strong. And we'll just mix that together and get that same little roll of paint again. Okay, go back up here. And we think maybe there's some shadows right in here. And we just sort of lay them in. Let them happen. Just like so. And there'll be some shadows right there. And a few right up in there. We don't want this one to be left out. We'll put a few shadows there. And right now that's basically all we need. And we can start and maybe there's a little snow right in between there. Anywhere you want it. You just lay it in. And maybe these peaks. There they are. Just let them work right in there. And again, working out some basic shapes. And all we're doing now is just blocking it in. Just putting in dark color. You need the dark in order for the light to show. Quite a bit of paint on the canvas here. And when this is dry, it'll actually feel like rocks. It'll have texture to it. I like paintings that have both softness and texture. Maybe we'll just bring that right on across and change that into several. There we go. Bring some of that right on down and allow a little bit of that white to run right up the side of the mountain here. Okay, now then, I'll take some burnt umber right into my highlight color. Just mix it and leave it marbled like this. Don't overmix it. Maybe even there, you can see it a little better so it looks marbly. Okay, let's go up here. And here we're just barely touching. Let all these little things happen. Don't work it. You can keep pushing real hard on this till it all just sort of blends together. And we want to have all these different areas happen. Some dark, some light, stones and rocks and all kinds of beautiful little things. So let them go. There. Okay. Maybe there's a little touch right in there. Add a little more umber. Okay. And off the old knife. Now, very gently. Barely caressing the canvas. And you hold your hand very flat here.
Okay.
Very flat. If you notice, sometimes it's so flat my fingers touch the canvas. Don't worry about it. That means you're just right. Just right.
Oh,
Okay, now we can sort of bring this together a little bit. Pull a little bit of that dark color right out into it. Just bring it all together. There we go. Okay. Now then. Let's start over here. We're going to throw a little bit of dark in here. Wherever. And then we can start with some shadows and highlights. Just let it play right down through. You just saw me get paint on my hands. Probably that's one of the biggest questions we get in letters. And we get hundreds and hundreds of letters from fantastic people. And they want to know, how do you get this paint off your hands? It's very difficult sometimes to get it off. There is a product on the market, several of them, that you can put on your hand before you start painting. And paint won't stick to it. All you have to do is just wash your hand with warm soapy water. Or just hold it under the water and paint will come right off. And you might check with your local art store. See about picking some of that up. Comes in handy if you're messy as I am. Okay, I tell you what, maybe there's a big ridge right here. Shoot. It's our mountain, so we can do anything with it that we want to. Big ridge. There it goes. And all we're doing, once again, is just blocking all this in with dark color. And maybe, there it is. Nice little bump that lives there. Do you see how you can just keep building on this mountain and building and building? There's just no end to it. You can take and cover the entire canvas with nothing but mountains. And that's a super, super way to practice. We'll just close that in and that'll sort of hold that glacier right up in there. And a lot of times glacier ice is, because it has very little oxygen in it, might be even a greenish blue color. Okay, a little more of the umber and some of the other colors. We'll just mix them here. I've got to the point where I'm not sure exactly what color we're using. It's just whatever happens to be laying around. Okay, let's go up here. And we just drop some of this in here and there. And just sort of look at it and evaluate it, see if it's what you want. If it's not, change it. Change it. A little bit right in there. See, wiggle that knife and let all these little things happen. It's unreal what you can do with almighty knife. A little bit of practice. Just a few little indications here and there. Not too much. Don't want to lose this nice darkness. A few little things here and there. Don't want to lose all that darkness. Just sort of bring all that together. Maybe it's a little flat area right in here. Just lay in a little color. Just like so. Wherever. In your world, you can do anything that you want to do. And painting offers you freedom. It offers you a world that you can make any way you want. It can be clean and crisp, sparkle. Or you can create moods, storms, and almighty rivers. Painting offers freedom. Gets you away from the everyday problems. Turns you loose on the world. That may be what attracted me to painting initially. It's the only place I had any power. Okay, a few little rocks and stones. Okay, I think I should give you a pretty basic idea of how you can do beautiful, beautiful mountain in a very short period of time. Yeah. Okay, let's make some decisions and decide what else is in this thing. Maybe there's some little evergreens back here that sort of move up the side of the mountain. So start with a fan brush. We'll use a fan brush. And I'm using that same old dark color. Same dark color. Maybe I'll add a little bit of a phthalo blue to it right there. Okay, see how full that fan brush is though? A lot of paint in it. Okay, let's go up to the canvas here. Maybe there's a happy little tree that lives right here, and he's far away. This whole group of trees is far away. All we want here is just some indications. We don't want a lot of detail. Just indications. Just sort of let him work his way up the mountain here. There we go. Now then, we'll take a small amount of blue on the brush and just begin tapping right here. We need some dark color right underneath these trees. And a tiniest little bit of white. Oh, look at there. Oh, that's pretty. So maybe we'll have a nice valley under this mountain. Such a big, beautiful mountain. I don't want to put too much in here and distract. So we'll take a little bit of this black color. I'm going to add to it sap green. So I have black with sap green. And I'm just loading the brush full of paint here. Okay, let's go up here. And then just begin tapping it in. Now the big thing we're looking for here is angles. We have to make a decision about the lay of the land and where it goes. So we're looking for angles. Begin creating the lay of the land. There we go. You know, in the first show that we had in this series, I mentioned to you that But in this series, I was going to bring a few friends on and show you some fantastic painters. And next week, I hope you join us because I'm going to bring you a super lady named Dorothy Dent. She comes to us out of Missouri. If you haven't heard of Dorothy, by the time the show's over, you'll understand why I'm so crazy about Dorothy and the way she paints. She is unbelievable. So I hope you're with us next week and hope you enjoy it. We're probably going to be doing a whole series with Dorothy in the near future, so stop by and see us next week and see what you think. Okay, there we go. Just drop that right in. So we want it to blend evenly here. So here I'm just taking that out. All right. Now with the same old dirty brush, I'm going to add a little tiny bit of paint thinner and go right into some cad yellow. Now since I have green already on the brush, when I hit this yellow, I'm going to get some beautiful, beautiful greens. And all I'm doing here is just tapping. Just tap, 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 tap. Maybe a little yellow ochre. And sort of work the color back and forth. Mix the color on the brush. Okay, let's go up here. Now maybe there's some beautiful little hills. Once again, pay attention to the lay of the land. And begin highlighting some of these. Barely touching, just gently tapping down. Now if there's a little hill here, you want the top of the hill to be the brightest, because that's where the most light would strike. And let it get darker and darker, 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 darker. Maybe. I see another one right there. Just visualize these in your mind and drop them in. Little Indian yellow. Just let them go. Maybe right here. One back in the distance. I don't want as much color back in here. Very, very soft, very quiet. I like this kind of painting because it has both harshness in the mountains and then it's very, very soft down here. It brings so many different things together. Just the way nature does. And study nature. Nature is the best teacher. Nature will teach you color, composition. Just study it. Look at what's around you. No matter where you live, even if you live in the city, nature's still there. Beautiful things everywhere. But sometimes we look at them every day, and we get to where we don't see them. There we go. Do you know why I have this big old brush going here? Tell you what. Maybe this big tree lives right here. So I'm going to go right back into this dark color. This is that black, right into some sap green. I'm going to pull this brush in one direction. Look at there. Really pull it through the paint. Turn it around here so you can see the end of it. Look at all the paint that's in that son of a gun. It is really full. Okay, let's go up to the canvas. Now, decide where you want to have a tree. And maybe a tree lives right there. Touch, push, bend. Just touch it, bend it. Touch it, and bend it. Really make that brush work. Make the paint work. Maybe it comes right on down the hill here. This is just black with sap green in it. And we just fill all this in. And in case you joined us late, the black is made from alizarin crimson and phthalo green. Makes a beautiful, beautiful, true black, and it's very transparent. In a lot of the shows we do the black canvases, and we're always looking for transparent color. Okay, maybe going down this hill here, tell you what, use the same old black and green color. Throw a little Prussian blue in it, that's nice and strong. Maybe there's some little evergreens that live right there. And the same as we did in the back here, we're just making indications of these little evergreens. We don't want to get them too distinct. We want them to run right over the edge of the hill, right on off into the distance. There they go. Now, maybe, tell you what, maybe there's one that lives right there. Maybe it rained a little more on him and he got strong, or maybe he's a little older. We'll make a little more detail. Tough old tree. But even tough old trees need friends, so we'll give him a little friend right there. Right there. Now then, let's use a 1-inch brush. I'll put a little paint thinner on it. Or you could use a little magic white. I'm using paint thinner today. Just something to thin the paint. Our golden rule, if you remember, thin paint will stick to a thick paint. Pull that brush through. There's a lot of color on it. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, touch, push. And this is where we make all the beautiful highlights. Now, when you're doing this at home, if your paint doesn't want to stick on here, which is one of the major problems, then your paint's too thick. Add a little bit of paint thinner or a little magic white to it, and you'll find it sticks. You have to start with a paint that's very thick. I'm adding a little yellow ochre to my color. And we'll go right here, and we'll make another happy little bush. Just like so. And right there, there's another one. Just drop him in. Okay, maybe there's one right there. Wherever. This is your world, so you drop them in where you want them. Okay, yeah, I'll just wipe off this fan brush a little bit, and I'm gonna go right into some Van Dyke brown. And maybe there's a big, beautiful pine tree that lives right here. I like to do big trees, and I'm just using this Van Dyke brown and tap. Just tap it right into the canvas. Oh, there's a big old tree coming right along there. Now we need some highlight on this tree, so without cleaning the brush, I'm going right into some burnt umber and a little bit of white. And I'm going to come right down the side here and just put a little bit of highlight right along here. Just like so. There we go. And just work it in. Now then, with a little bit of paint thinner on the liner brush, I'm going into some brown. Let's put a happy little elm or two out here on this tree. And I'm turning the brush, so it makes all kinds of little things happen. Just like so. And we're using a paint here that's very, very thin, and it flows. So wherever you want these limbs, just drop them in. Maybe they come right on around, wherever. They don't all just hang right off the sides. And we can put some little arms out here, like that. Okay? Now then, I'm going to use a little yellow, a little sap green. And we'll put a little tiny bit of highlight on these little evergreens here. Don't want much, I want to keep them dark. And back to my other fan brush with the white on it. And maybe, tell you what, there's a little bitty path. There it is, right there. Give us the indication of a little path. Then with the fan brush, and just very gently pop in some little grassy areas. Just pushing upward with the brush, let them go. There's some right there, coming right on along. And that easy, you can build a beautiful mountain, almighty tree. Got a little leaf right up here. And I think with that, the old clock on the wall tells us it's time to go. So from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting. God bless. I'll see you next week. I'm certainly glad you could join us today. It's a fantastic day here, and I hope it is wherever you're at. Let's start out today and have run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with us. While they're doing that, I'll show you what I've got done up here. Today I have my standard old double prime pre-stretch canvas. I'm using 18 by 24, but you use whatever size is convenient for you. And I've covered the entire canvas with a very thin, even coat of the liquid white. And the liquid white is just designed to make the canvas wet. It's an oil-based medium that makes it wet, that's all. So we're ready to go. Today let's start with our little 2-inch brush, and we'll go right up here into the phthalo blue. I like phthalo blue, it's very, very pretty blue. We'll pull a little bit of that out, just a little phthalo blue. Let's go right up in the sky. And let's just dance in a beautiful little sky using this gorgeous, gorgeous color. There. See, we just work all the way across and then begin blending downward. And automatically, the color will blend with the liquid white that's on the canvas, and we get lighter and lighter toward the horizon. And, as you know, in a landscape, that's exactly what we're looking for. We want the color to get lighter toward the horizon. There we go, something about like that. And then very gently, we can just go across to take out the little brush strokes. But notice, intentionally, I have left some little light areas in here. That will come out looking like little clouds in the sky, or little wispy things that just float through the air. And what the heck, let's have a little water in this one. Let's take a little bit of the phthalo blue. I might even add a touch, a very small amount, of the phthalo green and a little bit of black just to darken it. Okay, let's go back up in here. So I say, maybe we'll have some water in here. I don't know exactly where it's going to be, but wherever, we'll already have our blue color down. And we just put water wherever we want it, and where it's not supposed to be, we'll just paint right over it, no big deal. There, because as you know, we don't make any mistakes. We have some happy accidents sometimes, and we learn to work with those. Okay, now then, let me wash the old brush. I just like to get even with the camera, people, and this is my time. All right, shake it off. We got him. All right, that's the most fun part of this whole thing. If you want to put the indication of a happy little cloud in the sky, you could just take and tap a little white on your brush. I don't want big clouds in this painting, I don't think. Just a little. Be right back. Put a little touch of pink in there, just to warm it up. And you could go up in here, and as I say, if you wanted a cloud indication, you could do it just by doing something like this. A little bit of white with a touch of pink in it. But I don't want a lot of clouds in this painting. I think today, tell you what, let's try doing some fantastic mountains, something that's a little different and give you a little challenge in your life, and I think you'll enjoy it. There, I just pull those and blend them a little bit. And that's a nice way of making little wispy, soft clouds. There we go. And we're in business. And we get to wash the brush again. There. And we're back. All right, today, let's see. Let's take some midnight black, alizarin crimson, more crimson, maybe a little touch of the phthalo blue in it too. Oh, something in the reddish lavender hue. Shoot, let's get crazy. This is our world, and we can do anything in our world that we want. Cut off a little roll of paint, have it living right on the edge of the knife. Come right up in here. Maybe we got a big mountain. We do now. It lives right there. Just where? Let's have a lot of mountains. Let's play with some mountains today. Push that paint right into the fabric. Just get right in there and push it in. This is where you take out all your frustrations and hostilities. And there's another. Just get up in there and push it in. And the only thing we're concerned with is this nice top edge. We don't even care what's happening down below. At least at this point. Maybe down through here. We'll have another one here. Didn't know it was going to make a whole range of mountains, but that's okay. Sometimes it starts working good and you just don't know when to stop. Okay, now let me get a big brush. I want to grab this and pull it. I do this always nearly in mountains because it does two things. It removes excess paint. And it blends that color down. It's mixing with the liquid white and automatically it gets lighter toward the base. And in the landscape, that's what we're looking for. There, and you can sort of use brush strokes here to figure out angles and highlights in your mountain. You can see these things. I don't know if they show up well on TV, but you can see them. And it's a super way of laying out your whole mountain without being committed in the least. There, just using the brush strokes. When you paint, you'll understand if you can't see it. Sometimes it's hard to make out on television. There. About like that. Okay, then we get to wash the brush again. That's really what I want to do today. This is your lesson in brush washing. We're ready now. Today, let's take titanium white, put a little bright red in it. Just don't want too much. Bright red is so strong, eat up your whole world in a heartbeat. There we go. Maybe I'll put a little of that mountain color we used in there to dull it down, so it's not quite so bright. Yeah, that's better. I like it better. Sometimes it can get so bright it hurts your eyes. Have to wear sunglasses when you paint. There. Okay. Now, let's go this direction today. I just want a little hint. I don't want a bright mountain today. I just want a little hint of color in here. Very gentle, very gentle. See? Just decide where these things are and let them go. There we are. Okay. There. Get that edge a little better. See there? Very gentle. Just barely caressing the canvas. Barely caressing it. I made that a little brighter because in my mind maybe the lights zing right through there. There we go. And if one's brighter than you want it, just rub it a little bit. It'll go away. It'll go away, no problem. A little bit over in here. Something about like that. All right. Now then, I have to start making some big decisions. Where's all these things at? There. Just play with color. Painting is so much fun when you play with color. And you can make any kind of world you want. It can be real, it can be fantasy, it can be something that exists only in your mind. And maybe that really is. Ooh, I hit a little blue there. Let's use it. See, that's one of them happy accidents. I like it. There. See, we can just do that. That'll create a nice, soft, misty little effect down there. Just using a knife to blend. There, see how soft it looks? All right. Now, take a little white, a little touch of the Prussian blue. Prussian blue is quite dark. Maybe I'll even put a little black in it. Ooh, that's good, that's good. Not much, though. Not much. I want the least little hint. We'll go right up in here. We'll just put the least little hint here. I don't want a lot of shadow color in this. Just some here and there. Maybe a little bit lighter just so it shows up there. How's that? There we go. Maybe over in here, just a little touch. There. This painting will give you a lot of practice using a knife and making some big old mountains that are gorgeous. I'll just jump back and forth between highlight and shadow here, and in places let them mix together. It's all right. You can do anything that you want here. Anything that you want. There we go. Make another little bump right there just by doing something like that. See, it makes a nice deep area in there. I'm gonna take a little yellow ochre, at least a little touch of bright red in it. And I want the least little touch maybe here and there of some orangey color. Don't want much, just the least little touch right in there. There. See there? Just to warm it up a little here and there. Back over in here, we need a little something back in this little goober. There it is. All right. There. I have one of my favorite people in the world is my Aunt Susie who lives in Georgia, and she's all the time saying there's a little goober right there. I think a little goober means a little peanut. In Georgia, a goober's a peanut. There we go. All right. And we can just put these wherever. Okay. Little highlights and shadows. Now you can spend a lot of time just playing like this and putting in all kinds of little nice things wherever you want them. Little dark color here and there. And then just take and sort of work them in. Looks like all kinds of things that are happening in your mountain. Well, I'm some rugged looking old rascals already. There. See there? Just sort of blend them with a knife. There, just really pushing very hard. You can probably hear how hard I'm pushing on the canvas. A little bit of that shadow color and just blending it in. There we go. Don't want to spend the whole show just playing with mountains, but I thought you'd like to see some mountains that are a little different and a little more fun. Sometimes these are just something different to do. There, I like to put these little dark areas in because it makes all kinds of nice things. There we are, something like that. I'll put a little. But by now you should see how we make them. I want to introduce you to a fantastic lady while I'm finishing up this little mountain. You know, I tell you, I work with a lot of the rehab people all over the country. This lovely lady's name is Cindy. She's right outside of Orlando, Florida. And she allowed me to come out and film some of her animals. And this is a little sandhill crane. And they think when it was in the egg, its neck got twisted up. And it probably will never be able to be released. But gorgeous ladies like Cindy devote their whole life to just taking care of God's little creatures like this. She has all kind of creatures out there. If you saw the owl earlier, that belonged to her. That's a baby that she's getting ready to release. Probably by the time you see this, he'll be out and living on his own someplace, having a good time. But I have the greatest admiration for people who devote their whole lives to them. And see, here's Cindy showing me the biggest squirrel I have ever seen in my life. This is called a Sherman fox squirrel. I think they're quite rare. There's not many of them left. I'm just tapping the bottom of the mountain here. There's not many of them left. And she has one that's so tame, but he's just unbelievable. He is gorgeous. His name's Little Bit. I don't know, there's nothing little about him. He's as big as a small kitty cat. There. All right. Look at the tail on this rascal. He is something else. As I say, his name is Little Bit. But isn't he something else? There. Okay. That's about all I'm going to do on these mountains. That's a very simple little mountain to do. I think you'll like it. It's a little bit different than some of them that we've done. Tell you what, let's take, what do we got? Black. Prussian blue. Phthalo green. I like phthalo green. Put it right in there and put some crimson in with it. Ooh, a lot of nice, rich dark color. Let's make some trees. Grab the old fan brush. And we just fill it full of color. A lot of color in it, both sides. Okay, let's go right up here to the canvas. Big decision time in our world. Does now. There's a happy little tree. I'm gonna push upward. Make little pushy up trees. Just use the corner of the brush, push upward. That phthalo green in there just gives it a nice little effect. I like that. I like that. You can use sap green in there, phthalo. It's up to you. Sometimes I use sap green, sometimes I use phthalo. Depends on what your mood is, what flavor you're looking for. Painting is such an individual thing. Even from day to day, my mood changes. What turns me on one day may turn me off the next. There. That's why painting is so fantastic. It's one of the few things that you never seem to get bored with. Because if you painted for 1,000 years, you know that your next painting is going to be your masterpiece. And I hope you're plagued with this discontent. And by discontent, I mean, I hope you're plagued with never in your life being satisfied with the painting that you do. Because as long as you're not totally satisfied, then you'll continue to strive to be better, and you learn from each experience. And I really believe that if you painted for 1,000,000 years, there'd be one more thing that you could learn. There. I've painted since I was about 19 years old. Did my first oil painting when I was about 19. And to this day, I have not even scratched the surface. As I travel all over the country, I like to go to museums and look at some of the fantastic works that artists have done for a long time. One day I hope to see an original painting by Leonardo da Vinci. He, to me, is the greatest painter who has ever lived. He's just my personal hero. I think the man was just so gifted. So gifted. Not only in painting, but in engineering. Thinking about anything he tried. There we go. I'm just painting these little backwards here, so we'll pull them down in a second and we'll have some little reflections going right in there. There they are. There. We're looking for just basic shape. Okay, clean, dry, 2-inch brush, grab it, pull straight down, gently. See there? Those basic shapes remain and go across. That easy. That easy. Maybe in our world back here, we'll take some black and some Van Dyke brown. Maybe we had some nice stones that live back here. So we'll put in some dark color first. Something like that, doesn't matter. Then we'll come back, take a little bit of white, a little bit of dark sienna, maybe even a touch of the yellow ochre in there. There. Just various colors here. I'm just looking, ooh, got a little blue in it too. That's all right, I guess. Doesn't much matter. And just barely cut, just let the knife sort of graze here and there. And don't cover it all up. Just let it bounce and touch and find little places. The paint's thick. It'll pick out little places in there. All right. I got several fan brushes. I'm gonna grab another one, put some sap green, some Indian yellow, ochre, all the different yellows and greens in here. Something like that. Let's go up in here. And there, and here, and here, and there. I'll pop in, just pushing upward. A few little bushy areas that live right along in here. Maybe there's a bush lives there. See, there he is. You put them wherever you want them. Wherever you want them. Take a little bit of brown and white on the knife. Put the indication here and there of a little trunk, stick. And scrape right through. Put in a few things like that. Back to our brush that has the green on it. There we are. Make it a little darker. And come back in here and pop in a few little highlights. Don't want many. I want this to remain quite dark back in here. There. Just a few. Just a few. There's one. See? A few little highlights on some of these little trees. Want it to stay dark, though. I like that back here. There. Pushing upward, though. Just bending it upward. All right. Shoot. We're coming right along here. A little liquid white. There. Cut across. Let's come right in here. Put the indication of a little water line. Something that... Actually, it's just a light color that breaks up between these two dark areas. There. See, just run it across like that. Something like that. There. All right. Okay, time to get serious here. Gotta do the other side. I like doing big stones. And our whirl. You ready? Here we go. Big stone. There's right there. Big stone. This is just brown, black, something like that. Go back to the little highlight color that we had. Just sort of let that follow right around and just barely graze it. Just barely graze it. Just let it pick up on the high parts of that paint. Paint's very thick. Just worry about basic shape here. That's all. That's all we're worried about. I'll put some big trees and stuff in there anyway, so we don't have to worry too much. Might even cover up part of it. Pull some of it down. Make us a little reflection. There's it right there. Let's see here. Let's make another big tree on this side. I don't want it left out. Okay. Let's start right here. Make a big tree. I'm pushing upward using that same tree color that I used before. There. Make a big, strong tree. Not all of them have big points. Maybe we'll have one here that maybe his top's not so sharp. That happens with evergreens. I've seen some that are just look like they got broke when they were a baby. There. We'll bring it right in front of the rock. There we go. Now then we'll give him a friend. You know me. I think everybody should have a friend, even a tree. There we go. Because I like trees. I like trees. I spend a lot of time out in the woods just looking and studying trees. There we go. Something. Let's see here. Tell you what. Let's just fill all this in with some dark stuff. Maybe we'll have some nice grassy areas right here. I don't know. If you put it in, then you're going to do something with it. Doesn't much matter. Because we can do anything here. We can change anything. We can add, subtract, just figure out where you want it to be reflections, where you want it to be ground, and do it. Just do it. Take a little brown and white, and maybe here and there in this old tree you can see a little trunk. A little bit over in here. Get our brush that had the fan brush that had the green on it, and we can go back in here and just pop the indication here and there of some gorgeous little highlights in this tree. There. This one has a little more yellow ochre in it. There we go. So it's a little different flavor. Just change the flavor a little bit. All right. The other little tree needs something too. Don't want much on him because he's probably behind that one. All right. And maybe we'll just dip it into a little touch of the paint thinner. We'll go into a little that green color we have here. And all the yellows, a little bright red here and there. Tap a little color into the brush. Maybe there's a little grassy area. Yep, you're right. There's right there. See? Just a happy little area. This is a nice place just to kick your shoe off and run through the grass here with bare foots. I like to do that. Just all kinds of little things going on in here. Wherever. See, you make the decision where those things are. Something about like it. Tell you what, let's grab the old 1-inch brush. We'll get crazy. Got a second left here. We'll go right into some yellow ochre. I want a nice tree. Lives right there. We can use just plain yellow ochre because we already have some dark back here. Maybe there's a little tree that lives right there. And he's got a friend that lives right here. See, something like that. And take a little brown and just put a few little indications of some trunks in there, like that. Shoot, we're coming along pretty good here. Okay, take a little bit of the liquid white. Let's just come in here, put on a little water line, something like so. Shoot, I think we're about to have a finished painting. It's a very easy painting. I hope you try it because it's a good study in doing mountains. Scratching a few little sticks and twigs, and your masterpiece is finished. Hope you've enjoyed this one. From all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, and God bless, my friend. Hello, I'm Bob Ross, and I'd like to welcome you to the 10th Joy of Painting series. If this is your first time with us, I hope you grab a few paints and some brushes and come along and paint with us. If you've been with us before, first of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me back again. So I tell you what, let's have them graphically run all the colors across the screen that you need to do this painting with me, and they'll come across in the same order that I have them on the palette, starting with a titanium white and working all the way around. While they're doing that, let's go on up here and talk a second. This is an 18 by 24 canvas. This is a double primed pre-stretched canvas, and I've covered it with a nice thin even coat of the liquid white, which makes it wet, makes it slick. It allows us to actually blend color right here on the canvas. So we have that ready, so let's get together and let's do a fantastic painting. I'm gonna start off today with a small amount of phthalo blue, and we'll just take and pull a little bit out and then tap the brush. That assures a nice even distribution of color all the way through the brush. Just tap it, like so. Just go right up here. Now then, let's start right up in here, and we'll use little crisscross strokes. Just make little X's. Let's put in a happy little cloud, little sky. Okay, a little more of the color. And this phthalo blue is very pretty. It's bright and shiny. It's a happy color. There. Just continually use these little crisscross strokes and allow the color to... It just literally blends with the liquid white. And as you work downward here, and you get all these fantastic little effects automatically. See, and that easy, you have a quick little sky. There. Yeah, while I have this on the brush, tell you what, let's add the least little amount of phthalo blue. Or phthalo green, I mean. So we have phthalo blue and phthalo green. Just a small amount of the green. It's very strong. Let's go back up here. Maybe we'll have a little water in here. So we'll just pull right across like this. Very gently. And pull from the outside in. There. So you try to pull though from the outside in. If you start here and come across, it'll leave a great big mark. It's very hard to blend out. And we want to make this as easy as possible. And here, all we'll do is just blend that together. And that little light area remains right here. And it sort of gives the illusion of a silhouette of light coming across there. Just a little shiny area. Okay, let's wash our brush now. If you've painted with me before, you know this is the fun part. And we wash our brushes with odorless thinner. Shake off the excess. And then just beat the devil out of it. All right, now with a nice clean brush, now we'll go right back up here. And we'll just blend the sky out a little bit. Still using little crisscross strokes. Now you can work this guy until it's absolutely dead, or you can leave some of these little dark and light areas in it to give it some life. And very gently, we'll blend it to take out the brush strokes. Come right across the bottom. And we have a happy little sky. That easy. That easy. Okay. Now then, let's make some big fluffy clouds today. I'll go right into the titanium white with a 1-inch brush. Pick up the least little touch of the bright red. Very small amount. It's very strong. Eat up your whole world. Okay, load a lot of paint into the brush. Let's go up here now. And maybe there's a happy little clouds that just sort of float right around in the sky and have fun. Just sort of mix them up on here. Clouds are very free.
Just let them play. Let them play. Maybe it comes right off in here and goes off the top of the canvas. Wherever. Wherever. This is your world. So you create any kind of illusion that you want in your world. There we go. And these are just little floaters, little happy clouds. And you can put as many or as few as you want. Okay, and then we'll take a clean, dry, be sure it's dry, 2-inch brush, and I'm going to just gently blend it using tiny little circular strokes, tiniest little strokes. And just blend this together. Just blend it. Just sort of mix it up. Okay. Then we're going to lift it. This sort of fluffs the cloud. Just fluffs it right up, like so. See? And then very lightly. There we go. Isn't that fantastic? You can do a happy little cloud that easy. Okay. Shoot, we're just going right along here. Tell you what, I live in Alaska. Oh.
Okay, it's break time again. And we're listening to Sailor Moon, so that's good. I'm going to stop in about like less than 15 minutes, but we got a lot done so far, color-wise, so that's good. And it's been good. I've been happy with the way the colors are happening. So I'm happy about that. And it's just turning out pretty well. So I'm learning like the differences between like the layers and stuff like that. And the colors are really nice. What else? Oh, I've had a pretty good day today. Not a lot has happened. My sister is in the hospital again, but she's stable and she's okay and everything is fine. They're just trying to figure out what's wrong. And what else? Job searching. That's pretty much it so far. Thank you, Dryad. How are you? Welcome in. Let's see. Wait a minute. Yeah, she's okay. We're just trying to figure out what's going on because it seems like she's having like seizures, but she's never had seizures before, so it's kind of like weird. Thank you for saying you love the model. And thank you for the prayer, unsponsored. But yeah, it's very strange because it's, oh wait, hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Oh no. Give me a second. I gotta figure out which button it is. Yeah. There we go.
No.
Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to put everything together so it doesn't do that, but let's see. Alright. Camera. On. It should be fine. There we go. Okay. Anyway, then you both some good wishes and hope everything goes well. Yeah, me too. I'm not really sure what's going on because at first she had high blood pressure, so we had to get that situated. And then after we got that situated, it was she has like tummy troubles, so we have to get that situated. And now we're trying to get that situated, and then now it's the seizure-like thing, which I've seen it happen before. So, but it's never happened as frequently as it has. So yeah, I mean, it's concerning for sure. But she's in the hospital right now, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Because at first it was like, well, she'll stay overnight just so we can watch her because her potassium was low. And then they're like, oh, we have to get her potassium back up. Thank you for the prayers. And then after that, it was today. I was like, oh, have they said anything to you? And I was like, no. Because she also has, psychiatric needs. So we have that pretty under control. But there's a lot going on, just to let you know. So we're just trying to like make sure she's healthy and strong and everything's okay, because she really doesn't want to be in the hospital, but we have to make sure she's healthy. So yeah, because it was not yesterday, but the day before I had to call 911 because it seemed like she had, I guess that's a seizure. So yeah, it was scary, but she didn't want to go in the ambulance. So yesterday morning I had to take her to the hospital. So yesterday I was in the hospital with her from like 7:30 to like 12:30. I hope everything goes well. Yeah, me too. It'll be okay. She's stable right now. The doctor called me earlier to like ask some questions, and yeah, so it should be fine. But it is concerning, very concerning. So anyway, you hate hospital. Have you ever been in the hospital? I've never been to the hospital for myself. Every time I've been to a hospital, it was because I was visiting somebody else. So thankfully, I've never been to the hospital. But have you been to the hospital? You've been a few times, unfortunately. Are you okay now? Is everything fine? Oh, not me, myself, only to visit others. Oh yeah. Well, the hospital is not a fun place to be honest. It just isn't. But this time, it wasn't in the middle of the night, so I didn't have to stay up until like 3 a.m. for them to see us. It was early in the morning, so I had already slept and stuff like that. So that wasn't too bad. But yeah, I think it'll be fine. It is concerning, but she's stable and everything is fine for now. They're just trying to figure out why she's having these episodes. Anyway, I can show you this. I finished. So I finished this one the other day. It turned out nice. You love it? Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Dryad. I love your art too. It's very nice. I be lurking all the time, big lurking. But thank you, great. I don't know if I'm a goat, but thank you for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate you too. Thank you for being here. Let me give you a shout out if I haven't already. I don't know if I have or not. Okay, I must have already given you a shout out then. This is saying I have to wait to give you a shout out. So that must be I've already given you a shout out. Or maybe I could just give you the regular shout out then. Well, thank you for that too. Alright, so yeah. But yeah, so I really like Anja Woman, like a lot. So that's who I draw the most. She's my favorite Digimon because Anja Woman is like the evolution of Digi evolution of Gatomon. And if I can show you who Gatomon is. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's get rid of this real quick. And then we can put up this one. I will. Okay, hold on. So, ba. There we go. Let's see. It's Gatomon. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Wait a minute. Hold on. I don't know. Hold on. Trying to figure this out. Yes. Here we go. Gatomon. There it is. With the Twitchception, yeah. Have you seen that movie? It's actually a pretty good movie. But this is Gatomon. And yeah. This is Gatomon. And Gatomon changes into Anja Woman. Is that a movie? It's an anime. I think they do have a movie too, but it is an anime for sure. So Gatomon Digi evolves into Anja Woman. Because a lot of people really like Pokemon, and I like Pokemon, but I was definitely a Digimon girl. I was definitely a Digimon girl for sure. So this is what she looks like. That be crazy? Yeah, it is, right? Great, that is crazy. But yeah, this is what Anja Woman looks like when before she digivolves. She's very cute. She's a cute little cat. And then this cute little cat turns into Anja Woman. Let me see if I can find like a gift or something. I have a gift of her turning into, I don't know. Let me see if I can find something. Maybe I can find it on YouTube or something. Give me a second. Here it is. Let's see. So this is like this week, kind of like that. But this is what I used to watch when I was little. I did watch Pokemon, but I didn't watch it as much as I watched Digimon. I love Digimon. And they said that the building that is in the anime actually exists. I think they called it the Fuji building. I saw it on TikTok. But anyway, I wanted to show you that because I thought that was cool. But yeah, they said the building actually exists in real life in Japan. And I saw a TikTok the other day, and I was like, wait, what? You mean it actually is a real building? And it is. It's an actual real building. So I just was like, I thought that was cool. But anyway, thank you all for being here and hanging out. I'm gonna stop for now. I think I should be back tomorrow. Hopefully I should be back tomorrow and I don't have anything else pressing to do. We're gonna find somebody to raid, and here's the raid message. I'd appreciate it if you I appreciate it. Thank you for giving us a place to be. Oh, of course, I want to be a cozy place. So this is not again. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna give a shout out to this person. Hold on. And then shout out. I kind of know what I'm doing. Kind of. Anyway, that's a shout out. This is to... Let me see. This is gonna be to Hoshinose. Bro. I'm digivolving. Yes, that's true. I myself am digivolving, right? There we go. Here we are. I should be able to do it now without it spazzing on me. Okay. The animation is a trip. Like the animation for the model or the animation for the video that I showed you. No. Alright. I'm still learning all the toggles, so it's gonna be a little scuffed. The transition animation for the model. Yeah, she did a really good job. Oh. Okay, so we'll find somebody else to raid. But thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up, though. Sensei. Let's see who else we can raid then. Okay, I gotta find somebody. Give me a second. Remove it. Okay. Now, let's get prepared to raid. Alright. Have a good day, y'all. And I will see you tomorrow. If not, I'll let you know. But I should be able to stream tomorrow as well. It should be around the same time, too. Bye.